Hello, I'm Jake Barini, Vice Provost for Global Engagement. Congratulations on your acceptance to Drexel. At Drexel, we are proud of our commitment to be the most civically engaged university in the United States. And that concept of civic engagement does not just apply to the city of Philadelphia. At Drexel, we appreciate the different international communities among us and the benefits of learning alongside others from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and countries. As the world has become increasingly interconnected, so has the demand for global competence and knowledge production and problem solving. Drexel recognizes this and the importance of being a leader in an emerging international network of students and scholars. So that's where you come in. We offer a number of unique opportunities for you to be a part of this. Education abroad programs, global co-ops, opportunities for international research, virtual classrooms, our Global Engagement Scholars Program, and many others. During this presentation, our Office of Global Engagement team will be showing you some of the incredible global experiences and opportunities that await you as a new Drexel Dragon. So congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Trump. I am one of the Education Abroad advisors in the Office of Global Engagement and Education Abroad, and I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about study abroad and the programs that we offer here at Drexel University. So first I'll go over our agenda and what we intend to cover today. We'll talk first about study abroad and opportunities to travel off campus and replace an academic term on campus with an academic term abroad, as well as different global engagement opportunities on campus, such as the Global Engagement Scholars, our Endurance-Like Global Development Scholars, which we'll talk about as well.
Hi, my name is Kyle Siggy, and I'm an international business major and a global studies minor, and I'm a freshman here at Drexel.
I decided to come to Drexel because of the co-op program, and honestly, as a first-generation college student, just coming to college was a big deal. I really never thought that I'd be going international at all. I've had all these amazing opportunities and have been able to do so much in just 5 years here.
The reason why I chose Drexel is because growing up, I've always been interested in culture and traveling and the map, but I've never actually left the country. And then I heard about the study abroad program. And the cool thing about that is that you can get involved as early as your freshman year. I'm a freshman, I'm already going to London. And that study abroad program is the reason why I really chose Drexel, because you can get started so early. And if you plan in advance, you can go so many places. It's really cool to take advantage of.
So the reason I actually came to Drexel was for the first obvious reason that a lot of Drexel students often say is co-op. I wanted to work abroad in different countries and I wanted to make an impact. And then also the idea of like joining co-op with global studies, having an internship abroad was really what drove me to pick Drexel University.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about the opportunities that you will have to study abroad here at Drexel University. Beginning with what is study abroad. Studying abroad is spending a week, a term, or a full academic year abroad completing academic coursework in another country. So rather than taking courses domestically on campus in Philadelphia here at Drexel, you'd be taking them elsewhere. We offer a variety of different study abroad programs starting from a week to 2 weeks long. Those programs are called our intensive courses abroad, and those programs will focus on visiting a specific country and learning about a particular topic within that country and in a global context, with coursework both during, before, and or after travel as well. And we'll highlight some of those opportunities in just a moment. And then we also offer programs that range from a term to a full academic year abroad. We have partners all over the world that accept visiting students throughout various terms. And depending on your academic plan, these terms can be spent focusing on your academic concentration, or they can be spent fulfilling electives. And these programs, depending on what your interests are, your academic goals are, what your academic plan is, can be fulfilled in either English or in another language as well. And as part of the application process, we will determine how these courses that you intend to take abroad will count towards your academic plan, towards your graduation goals during the application process. So why should I study abroad? There are lots of reasons for you to consider a study abroad opportunity throughout your undergraduate career. Study abroad helps students I'm sorry, I'm not going to read the entire thing for you directly, helps students to gain a lot of personal life skills as well as prepare students for future career goals and gives students professional skills and experiences. Personally, I studied abroad several times throughout my undergraduate career in college, and I can say that it truly helped shape me both academically as well as professionally. It really truly taught me how to live on my own and to be an advocate for myself. While study abroads do have support structures in place, you don't have the same sort of support structure that you are typically accustomed to. And often you have to learn how to do all of that in a different language as well, and being able to see what you're capable of in a context different than what you're accustomed to. At least for me personally, I began to feel so much more confident in handling difficult situations. Another thing I really like to highlight for studying abroad and the academic importance of it is being able to study your major content from a different perspective, being able to see what your major, what your interests mean in a different cultural context and to a different culture. Also being able to study in a different academic setting. So you might be in a place with different teaching styles or different test-taking techniques, and you really get to learn all of these and be able to bring them back to campus as well. It just really opens up a whole completely different academic world that students can benefit from. On top of that, it's also a great resume builder. Employers are really looking for individuals with these cross-cultural skills and global experiences that you can bring to the table. And this will also help you not only in future applications, but also in applying for co-op as well. Co-op employers, which you'll be potentially applying for up to 3 times here at Drexel, can really look at these international experiences and give you a leg up while applying for these co-ops. Who can study abroad at Drexel? Fortunately, anyone can study abroad. We have it that any major at any point in time is able to work with your academic advisor, your co-op advisor, and our office to determine when would work best for you to study abroad and how you can receive academic credit that will count towards your major or minor requirements. Even majors that have relatively strict academic plans and many requirements to be fulfilled on campus that you might not typically associate with going abroad, such as STEM majors like engineering, computer science, nursing, they can find programs abroad that will satisfy certain requirements that you need. And as I mentioned, during the academic application process, students meet with our office, they meet with their academic advisor, their co-op advisor, and they go over what requirements need to be fulfilled. And that will help you select a program that will best fit your academic goals and your interests. So when can I study abroad? You can study abroad as early as your freshman year, and we'll get to some of those intensive courses abroad that are available for your freshman year in just a moment. Students that want to do a full term abroad or a full academic year, typically that fits best within your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th years at Drexel. And also another really great thing about Drexel is that you can study abroad more than once. We've also had students that have done things such as study abroad as well as mix that with international co-op abroad or doing something like international research abroad. So there are lots of different international opportunities that you have here at Drexel. So how can I finance study abroad? This is often a question that most students present most often. Here at Drexel, for Drexel study abroad programs, you pay Drexel tuition for your study abroad tuition, and you keep all scholarships, grants, loans, any financial aid, all of that will go with you. On top of your tuition traveling with you and your Drexel scholarships traveling with you, such as maybe the Presidential Scholarship, if you receive the A.J. Drexel Scholarship, the Liberty Scholarship, all of those will go with you. We offer 3 scholarships within our office. And we also offer as well the McNeil Scholarship, which is available to study in Aberdeen, Scotland for up to $25,000 for a full academic year abroad. A new scholarship called the MDR Scholarship for study at Trinity College in Dublin. We can also work with you for some outside scholarships that are not through our office, that are through national, either federal scholarships or outside providers such as the Gilman Scholarship or the Freeman Asia Scholarship. And there are many more that we can help support you with during the application process. And as I mentioned earlier, we have these courses called intensive courses abroad. They are courses that last either a week or two, and they're faculty-led courses that focus on a specific topic abroad. And there are a couple open for freshmen, and those are listed on the bottom there. I'm sorry, I just moved the picture of all of us to cover up so that you can't see them. There we go, now you can read them all. So there are a couple of courses offered specifically, not just for freshmen, but that are open for freshman applicants. These courses generally have no prereqs, and the courses will count with credit towards the upcoming term. And finally, just some quick frequently asked questions that we'd like to address. And hopefully, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our office and we'd be very happy to answer those for you. What is the difference between study abroad and co-op abroad, and can I do both? When you arrive at Drexel, you're going to be giving something called a co-op cycle. And that will mean every 2 terms you're in class, and the next 2 you're in co-op. And depending on how many co-ops you choose, of course. And those will not overlap. So you can study abroad and you can both co-op abroad if you're interested, and because they will not overlap. So studying abroad is replacing an academic term on campus, an academic term of classes abroad, whereas co-op abroad is replacing a co-op. So it is possible to do both, and many students have done both. How early do you start planning? That completely sort of depends on how many times you want to study abroad and what your interests are. If you want to study abroad more than once, I would suggest coming in early in your Drexel career. If you would like to study abroad, for example, say in your 4th year, it's good to come in maybe the end of your 2nd year, beginning of your 3rd year, and to start planning it out. We typically say start planning about a year to a year and a half in advance. Is study abroad very competitive? We have some programs that are a bit more competitive than others, but we do have a very, very high acceptance rate, and we have enough space for everyone to go to a location. Some students may not get their first choice depending on how competitive the program they're applying to is, which again, we'll advise you about during the application process. But we do have space typically for everyone to go abroad, and we have a very, very high acceptance rate. And again, you're not alone during the application process. We have our office as well as your academic advisors to support you during this process. And the last frequently asked question, what program would be best for my major? That is depending on kind of what your academic goals are. If you plan to focus more on your major, if you plan to take electives, that can vary. If you look at the clip I posted below, if you go onto our website, so drexel.edu/education abroad or /study abroad, and you go to the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see a search function where you can search by country, you can search by term you prefer to go abroad, or you can search by academic focus. And I would encourage you to check into that if you're interested in being able to see what type of opportunities are available for you.
I'm James Sato. I am a BSMS student in the College of Engineering for Mechanical Engineering. I have studied abroad in Hong Kong, Japan, and Italy, and also done a co-op research abroad in Japan, as well as on track to head off to Iceland in a couple of weeks.
So I studied abroad in Santiago, Chile, in La Pontificia Universidad Católica.
My next international experience was at the University of Sydney in Australia. Here I got to take classes with Australian students and other international students. My final international experience probably at Drexel will be a summer intensive in Cameroon. This one is coordinated by Drexel in Cameroon, doing field work in tropical biodiversity conservation.
Now, when I think about certain issues, I don't think solely how it will impact the U.S., but how it impacts other countries as well.
It showed me the importance of international collaboration and working with others of different countries to actually make something viable worldwide.
One of the things I learned about myself when I was in Santiago, Chile, is my ability to adapt. When I got there, it was kind of tough to sit there and adapt to Chilean Spanish, but over time and taking classes in Spanish and stuff like that, I managed to pretty much get a good understanding of the Chilean Spanish, and now I consider myself pretty fluent in Spanish, and I can even speak a little traveling in Spanish as well.
So it might sound cheesy for me to speak about how I grew from the experiences this way, but I really felt like the majority of my growth at university actually happened through my global experiences.
And now I'll pass it over to Adam.
Hello, my name is Adam Zahn, and I'm the Director of Global Engagement. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the other opportunities at Drexel to be involved in global experiences. Our mantra in the Office of Global Engagement is that any student should be able to have a global engagement experience. And while you just heard about plenty of opportunities to study abroad, I'm going to talk about some other unique opportunities that Drexel offers to help engage in global experiences and enhance your global competence. At Drexel, we have a program called Global Classrooms. Global Classrooms use technology to connect Drexel students with students at our partner institutions around the world. You can think of this like a virtual exchange. In a global classroom, you have the opportunity to collaborate with your peers around the world through technology during your regularly scheduled courses. That allows you to build cross-cultural communication skills to help gain a better understanding of what it's like to be in your discipline from an international perspective. For example, we have our Business 101 global classroom. So if you're a business student and you have the opportunity to take Introduction to Business, you might be able to take it as a global classroom. In our global classroom for Introduction to Business, our students collaborate on a social business project with Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. In that global classroom environment, our students are paired in mixed teams with students from Amsterdam to develop their own business pitch project. They work across the quarter to develop a business and provide solutions for a problem, a social problem, and then work together with their peers to develop a presentation that they later present together virtually to a panel of judges and have a chance to have their business pitch critiqued. It's an excellent opportunity to think about business not only from the US perspective, what it also means to have a company thrive in Amsterdam. Another example is our Spanish 201 global classroom. For students who are learning Spanish, they have the opportunity to engage through social media with students from Católica in Santiago, Chile, who are learning English. This is an opportunity for our students to practice Spanish with students who are fluent in Spanish and native to Spanish, and they have the opportunity to practice English with students at Drexel. These are great opportunities for students across the disciplines to really understand what it means, again, to have that global perspective without leaving the campus. Our Global Engagement Scholars Program is an opportunity for students to gain a designation of being a Global Engagement Scholar on their transcript upon their graduation. Basically, what you'll be able to do in this program is document a variety of different global experiences during your time at Drexel through written and visual reflections. So students who are taking modern language courses, who are studying abroad, who are doing international co-op and globally themed events, have the opportunity to work with a mentor one-on-one, reflect upon these experiences and get feedback on these experiences. And before they graduate, you will do a presentation that basically goes through your entire global experiences while you're at Drexel, what you've learned, how you've become a global citizen, and you receive a special honors designation on your transcript upon graduation. Our Global Engagement Scholars is a tight-knit community. We have about 80 students in the program. Students in the program get special access to different types of international events, such as the United Nations Global Summit, where our students go to New York and participate in the Global Engagement Summit at the UN, as well as other different opportunities that come out throughout the year. So it's an excellent program. It's free to Drexel students. There's no additional cost for you to join this program. And you can think of it kind of like an extra minor or certificate to your degree. And of course, our office is also constantly putting on different types of globally themed events for you to engage with your Drexel peers, both domestically and internationally. So we have panel discussions and different types of cultural events like dining at different types of international restaurants where we're bringing together international and domestic students to learn about a particular culture through food. We have our annual student conference on global challenges, which gives students the opportunity to present different research projects on different topics. Our last conference this past March was on the theme of waste. So we had students in all different disciplines presenting short research projects to the Drexel community about what it means to think about waste from a global perspective. So that can mean economic waste. So some students presented on issues with, the global economy and waste of resources. And other students in our public health major talked about waste related to medical issues that might impact lower resource countries. So these events also help provide Drexel students to faculty international research. And at Drexel, it's really important for our students to have opportunities to engage in research with our faculty. And this is just another way for you to do that. And now I'm going to turn it over to Idris Robinson, who's going to talk about the Dornsife Global Development Scholars Program.
Hi, students, and welcome to Drexel University. As Adam mentioned, I am Idris Robinson. I'm the Associate Director of Global Health at the Office of Global Engagement Education Abroad. And I also oversee one of the most premier opportunities at Drexel, as well as a very unique opportunity that's both nationally and internationally recognized, which is the Dornsife Global Development Scholars Program. Now, this program is actually funded by the largest non-governmental provider of clean water on the planet, which is philanthropists Dana and David Dornsife. They funded this opportunity to establish a mechanism for Drexel students to do hands-on field work in development. Now, when we say development, we mean working in some of the communities that not too long ago, they're very common in many villages where people had to walk hours one direction just to get access to water. This isn't a water program, but after water is established in the community, we know water brings life. So we're trying to figure out what can we do to improve social and behavior change. And that's where you and our Dornsife scholars come in. Since 2014, the program has partnered with World Vision. And World Vision is one of the largest suppliers of the water infrastructure in sub-Saharan Africa. As you see before you, our students, we're very fortunate this year to have our 100th student in this program. We haven't been around long, but in just a few years since the program has been established, our students have done phenomenal work. And you can see in some of the pictures, but a special highlight to our benefactors, Dana and David Dornsife. Student placements are in 6 different regions throughout the world, primarily throughout the sub-region of the continent of Africa. So we have placements potentially in Ghana, Senegal, and Sierra Leone, and West Africa, and in the southern region, Angola, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. There are a few countries in Eastern region as well. But most excitingly, in our office and at Drexel University, we really kind of embrace the philosophy of thinking globally, but also acting locally. So partnering with some of the World Vision United States offices, there are potential placements near the southwest border in the United States and Appalachian region, as well as working with the international headquarters in DC or in Washington State. New this year, we also have placements in Southeastern Asia and the Latin Caribbean region. So I'm sure you're questioning, what do you do in this program? What do our students do? Our students actually work on a variety of areas as it relates to global health, as it relates to water, sanitation, and hygiene. So when you think of water, sanitation, and hygiene, or WASH, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? And let me ask you, is it puberty? Is it menstruation? Is it social entrepreneurship? Is it behavior change? If not, I just introduce you to your first Drexel lesson. That's what our students work on when they work in these areas, these underrepresented and low resource areas throughout the world. They work on areas such as those. Now, what I'm showing you is one of the projects that I'm most excited about, although our students do phenomenal work all over. But do you recognize the character all the way on the right? Elmo, very good. So Elmo is someone that we're very familiar with. Elmo is one of the Muppets from Sesame, the Sesame Workshop. So along with our partners, World Vision, our students work with Sesame Workshop to develop WASH messaging for students throughout Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia. So on the right, you see the first character that was developed through this partnership, which is Raya. Raya teaches students or teaches youth around the world about proper hand washing at school, at home, and on the way either to school or to home. But as we've grown as a global public health society, we realize you can't separate water, sanitation, or hygiene because there are many areas that are often missed. So on the left, you see a new character who is Dee Dee. Dee Dee talks to both boys and girls about menstruation hygiene management. So how could you, or what's the significance of talking to boys about that? Our scholars found out that if you involve men in the conversation with menstrual hygiene management, you decrease stigma, and you also allow for more support to come to support girls as well. And also, when you talk about boys and when you talk to boys about menstrual hygiene management, it also allows students to, or allows the young boys to learn about puberty for themselves as well. So we've had about 7 students in the past work along Sesame to help develop Dee Dee out of Zimbabwe, Ghana, Zambia, as well as Raya out of India and Ghana as well. So our students work, in addition to with Sesame, they work for a variety of co-shared partners. So you have the opportunity through this program to not just work in the United States, not just work throughout some low resource communities around the world, but you also get to work with some big names as it relates to development practice, such as the Coca-Cola Foundation. I mentioned Sesame Workshop, Procter & Gamble. We also partner with Messiah College, as well as a couple other universities, such as University of North Carolina and the Water Institute. So right now I'm going to introduce a video. I want to introduce to you a video that really kind of conceptualizes the true impact. Again, the work that Dornsife scholars do is not an experience that kind of relates to that one time at band camp. It's something that really changes the lives of millions around the world, millions that we forget about, and millions that as we go through a pandemic ourselves, we sometimes don't necessarily bring to the forefront. So I hope you enjoy this video.
It's a tragedy that every day nearly 1,000 children younger than 5 die as a result of dirty water, poor sanitation, and unsafe hygiene. Every child deserves clean water, and we have a new vision for how to make this a reality in our lifetime. The seed for this vision began 30 years ago. By the mid-1980s, World Vision was launching large-scale water projects in tough places like Ghana. Our staff could see what clean water meant to people they deeply cared about. Children especially were vulnerable. The staff was devastated when they heard funds were drying up. They would have to sell the equipment. The work would end. But the Conrad N. Hilton Foundation stepped in with generous funding in 1990. They would prove to be one of our most important partners. Boy, that tastes great. Among other achievements, their partnership helped lead to the eradication of guinea worm and large reductions in trachoma in hundreds of villages in Ghana. In 2010, we took a hard look at our water program and agreed we needed to do more, much more. Worldwide, millions of people still needed our help, and in our own project areas, more than half of the children and families still lacked clean water, but we did not have the ability to expand. We shared this need with our longtime donors, Dana and Dave Dornsife. They decided to partner with us in a new way by providing a catalytic lead investment gift of $35 million. The flexibility of their massive gift enabled us to allocate resources where they were needed most and to scale up. Their gift also enabled us to make decisions at a local level, driving efficiencies and innovation.
World Vision happens to really excel at facilitation on the ground and getting the job done and delivering water to remote areas, and they do it in a sustainable way.
One of the elements of World Vision's successful model is to work closely with local governments by supporting national and local capacity building efforts. And our approach is sustainable because it gives communities ownership and training in the maintenance of water points. This means that water continues to flow long after we're gone. In fact, a recent study funded by the Conrad N. Hilton Foundation and released by the University of North Carolina Water Institute found that 8 in 10 World Vision wells studied in Ghana were still functioning at high levels even after 2 decades. We've had success, but millions still need our help. With a strong business plan in place and more partners on board, we set a goal to bring clean water to 1 million people per year in 5 years. We did it in 2. We've developed key partnerships with Procter & Gamble, Grundfos, Water4, the Desert Research Institute, Drexel University, local governments, and many others. And with the help of these partnerships, World Vision has become the largest NGO provider of clean water in the developing world. Today, we're reaching 1 new person with clean water every 10 seconds, but we have to reach every child. It's time to think bigger. With another catalytic gift from the Dawn Science of $40 million, we've expanded even further. Our vision is that by 2030, every man, woman, and child, everywhere World Vision works, will have sustainable access to clean water, along with improved sanitation and hygiene. That's some 50 million people. With your help, we can do this and lead the way in solving the global water crisis by 2030.
So as I conclude my portion and as I shift it back to my colleague Ashley, I just wanted to let you know the ways in which you as a freshman can get involved in this program. It's a variety of ways, actually. You can go during your first break between your freshman and your second year, your sophomore year. You can just do that as a general international experience. You can participate in this program through the undergrad research program, the STAR program. And you also can, again, gain some skills in the classroom and participate in this program through either a 6-month or a 3-month co-op. But ultimately, this program really is much more than, again, sitting in the classroom and applying theory while you're in the field. This program really is changing lives, and I'm just excited that we as an office and we as a university are a part of something that's really groundbreaking. With that, I thank you, and I'll pass it back to Ashley.
We just want to thank everyone for coming out today and for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to our office and we'd be happy to help you with any questions that you may have. So again, thank you very much for watching this presentation and congratulations on making it into Drexel. And thank you guys very much. Have a great day.